All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are live. It is Friday, and I am super duper excited about today's show. So if you're coming on, do me a favor, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag Lolly Dolly everybody, and let them know that the Ramon Preston Show is on. And we are live right here in the beautiful Buckhead community of Atlanta. Today is Friday, May the 13th, 2022. It is 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time. And I'm super duper excited to share with you more information on the power of assessing your business. So please, if you're coming on live, hit the like button, hit the share button, tag, tweet, text, call, yell in the other room, DM, inbox, lolly dolly everybody, and let them know they need to join you today on the Ramon Preston Show. Good afternoon to every one of you. Be sure to put in the comments what city, what state, what country. I don't know, you might be with Elon Musk on Mars. Let me know what the Martians are doing on Mars today. Let me know what city you're watching us from. I love to know where our community members are watching us from. I love to engage our community members, and I appreciate all of you. So whether you follow us on social media, or whether you are a customer, a client, whether you are a student in one of our programs, I want you to know I appreciate your support. I appreciate your participation. I appreciate you engaging in what we do here at Ramon Preston Enterprises. So good afternoon to every one of you. Welcome to the Ramon Preston Show. I am your host of the Ramon Preston Show. My name is Ramon Preston, and every Monday through Friday, 12 o'clock noon Eastern Standard Time, we show up here on this show, and our goal, our objective, our purpose is to share information with you that we know can help you properly start your business, structure your business, and scale your business. So a lot of the information that I share on this show is particularly for entrepreneurs, for leaders, for those of you that are hustlers that want to build a real legitimate business. Maybe you already got a business and you just don't know how to structure it and scale it. This is what the Ramon Preston Show is primarily about. Every once in a while, we will venture off into other conversations and discussions, whether it's about ministry, relationships, because the truth is there are many areas of life that I have qualified myself to speak on, especially because I have succeeded in many of these areas. Any area that I feel like I'm still working on and I really don't want to talk about, I'm not going to talk about, because it's just an area that I know I shouldn't be talking about. But when it comes to business, when it comes to financial literacy, when it comes to ministry, leadership, even marriage, I have successfully navigated in those areas. And so I can definitely talk about it. But today we're talking about the power of assessing your business. So if you can put in the comments what city you're watching us from, I really appreciate it. And please be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. We are on a journey to get to at least 10,000 subscribers, and then at some point 100,000 subscribers. I know that's a big bump, but for now our initial goal was to get to 10,000. You know, we had a goal to get to 1,000. That was when we probably had 100 subscribers. Then we got to 1,000, and then we set a goal and said, okay, we want to get to 10,000. Well, now we're at 7.2K. That's about 7,215, something like that, subscribers. And we want to get to 10,000. Once we get to 10, we're already ready. We're already preparing ourselves. We are already ready to get to 100,000 subscribers. So it'll be no time before we are moving and shaking to 100,000 subscribers. So please, if you would be so kind, and you know what, not just to be kind, if anything you hear me talk about is bringing value to you, I want you to make a value subscription. I want you to make a value decision. If I'm not bringing value to you, then there's no reason for you to subscribe to my page or follow me on social media. But if what I share with you on these free platforms, free content that I could be getting thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars to share with people. And I do get paid good to do the things that I do as a business consultant, but I still share so much free information. If this information helps you, subscribe. Invite others to subscribe so that they can receive value when it comes to their business and their finances. So I appreciate all of you. Thank you all so much. To those of you that are new in our business community, I am a business consultant. I'm a business coach. I'm a financial consultant and coach. And so I work with clients, entrepreneurs, individuals who want to take their businesses and their finances to the next level. So what qualifies me to be a business and financial consultant? Well, number one, my success. So I have a successful business. I have successfully built a business that has given me the leverage and the luxury to experience financial freedom. So my wife and I, we are financially free. My wife and I live the life that we want to live. We're continuing to build that life. So just because I'm financially free don't mean I'm comfortable, don't mean I'm satisfied, don't mean I'm settling. It just means I have at least proved that you can come from nothing and become something. I have proved that you can go from hood figure to seven figures. I have proved that you can build a millionaire blueprint, and that millionaire blueprint can not only make you a millionaire, but it can make others millionaires if they're willing to follow the blueprint that you put together. I have proven that you can start out from scratch with just an idea in your head, and you can build a successful organizational enterprise. I have a nonprofit organization. I have a for-profit organization, and my entire organizational enterprise made up of nonprofit and for-profit entities and divisions and subsidiaries and projects and programs. It is proof of what you can do when you are willing to be resilient, when you are willing to be determined. So that's what first qualifies me as a business consultant and a financial consultant, coach, and trainer, because I've proven it out. And so the proof is in the pudding. I'm not just on social media telling people that I'm the next best thing since sliced bread and I ain't even got a loaf of bread. I'm not on here telling people that I'm this and that I can help you do this and do that, and I haven't done it from myself. And so whatever you see on social media, whatever you Google about me, whatever you see on my websites and my social media pages, here's the thing. You will see if you show up here to Buckhead, Atlanta, any day of the week. Because I live here in Buckhead, Atlanta. My company is based here, headquartered here in Buckhead, Atlanta. We do have another location on the south side of town where we attend a church, where we host our church services, and we do a lot of ministry and community service. But I've done this for years, so it's not something foreign to the people who know me and to the people who are part of my community. And so I'm not trying to just fluff my feathers and bore you. I just want to speak to those of you that may be meeting me for the first time and being introduced to me. I am who I am, and everything that I share with you on this show is a direct reflection of the life that I live. It is a representation of the business that I run, and it is an extension of every division in my organizational enterprise, our consulting division, our coaching division, and our training division. And so yesterday we started a conversation on the power of assessing your business. The power of assessing your business. I truly believe every business owner needs to at least regularly, and that may be maybe every quarter. Every quarter would be perfect. In a perfect world, every entrepreneur and every business that the entrepreneur represents, in a perfect world, you would want to have a business assessment every quarter. So if you could have a business assessment in Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. If you could have a business assessment every quarter, I guarantee your business is going to grow. Now, for me as a consultant and coach, these business assessments will show up in the form of coaching sessions, right? But I just want you to see, like, imagine if every quarter, every 3 months, so this is, let's say, January to March, this is April to June, this is July to September, and this is October to December. Just imagine for a moment if every quarter you and a professional team of people who knew about business, who knew about finances, who knew about structure, who knew about systems and processes and KPIs and metrics and measurable impacts and all these things that make up your business. Imagine if you sat down with people every quarter and you were able to allow them to conduct a business assessment. Do you think your business will be better? I'll ask you a different question. If somebody checked your car every 3 months, every quarter, if somebody checked your car, they checked your tires, they checked your oil, they checked your fluids, they checked your wires, they checked how your car is running, the engine, do you think your car will be better over long periods of time if your car was serviced and checked and assessed every 3 months? If you live in an apartment or you live in a home, if your home was assessed, if someone checked on your home every quarter, if you change your filters every quarter in your HVAC, if you change the filters in your refrigerator, if you checked your stoves and your ovens and your microwaves and your wires and your appliances and your roof and your attic and your basement, if you checked all these things every quarter, would your house be better? Would your house prevent certain bad things from happening? Of course. So any area of your life, I want you to understand, and this is why I talk about this, because there are 32 million registered small businesses in the United States of America. 32 million. 25 million of these businesses, 2/3 of the businesses that exist in the United States of America, about 25 million business owners. So if you own a business, you are one of the 32 million small businesses in the United States of America. Of course, unless you have 500 or more employees. So that would mean you're not considered to be a small business. So you are the exception to the rule. If you have more than 500 employees, you're not a small business. You are a extremely successful business. So you operating on a whole different level. But even if you are a business that has more than 500 employees, what I'm saying right now, you're probably thinking, yeah, he's absolutely right. But if you don't have more than 500 employees, you make up 32 million businesses in the United States. 25 million of these businesses only have one employee, and the one employee is the person who owns the business. So that means if you're the solopreneur, if it's just you, I'm not talking about you getting your auntie or your spouse or your kids to help you package stuff up, or you got somebody just coming in every once in a while. I'm talking about if you do not have full-time employees, you make up the 25 million, okay? So that means 25 million businesses out of 32 million businesses don't necessarily grow beyond the owner operating their business. And so if the owner operates the business and the owner doesn't get a checkup, the owner is not going to grow, which means the business is not growing. And if you're a single owner business owner, if you're running and owning that business yourself, maybe you and your spouse, because see, I used to be there. Me and my wife was there. We were a two-person team. So I know when it was just me and my wife, most of the times it was just me, because my wife was like, I got to go out here and make money. I got to do other things while you're goofing off trying to figure out business. I need to go really make some money, right? So it was just me a lot of times. And my wife was like, when you figure it out, then call me back in. But I'm not going to keep, just ripping and running with you and we ain't getting no progress. And I appreciate her and respect her for that, because she was like, hey, if you got this dream, if you got this vision, if you got this idea to build this successful business and to be a millionaire, figure something out before you just pull me into it. Because I'm not the one that has this dream and vision like you do. I'm following you. I'm supporting you. And it really helped me understand that, number one, I need to assess my own business. And if I'm not able to assess it, I need to pull in the resources and the people to help me assess it. So that's just a question I want to ask you, and I want you to ask yourself. If you had an opportunity to get people to assess your business every 3 months, every quarter, like right now we're in May, so you're in Q2. Imagine if you had somebody to assess your business and to look at what have you done from January to now. Have you made progress? And if you do not have the right structure, if you don't have the right systems, if you can't look back to January and figure out what you've done, like what has been your activity? How many calls have you made? How many emails have you sent? How many deals have you done? How much money have you made? How much have you spent? How much was left? If you don't understand all of these metrics, and you don't have this data, and you don't have any of this information, right? You're in trouble. Your business is in trouble, and you have to fix this. You have to figure it out. And so we're continuing this conversation about the power of a business assessment, because that's one of the things that a business assessment is going to do. It's going to help analyze the nuts and bolts of your business. A business assessment is going to get under the hood of your business. Now, I kind of did my own version of a graph, and I use a lot of graphs here in my company, but I'm gonna just create this again. Let's say this is your business, right? Your business is an ecosystem. This is your business. It's an ecosystem, right? That's your business. So whatever the name of your business is, I want you to put the name of your business right there. At the top of the business, guess what? It's you. This is you. You at the top of the business. You run the business. All right? Besides you, you may have some staff. You may have clients. You may have products and services. You're going to have your financials. These are all your systems that you may have. You're going to have your sales. Your sales are going to be big. You're going to have your marketing, right? You're going to have your operations. You may have your admin. It may be separate. You may even have some research and development, some R&D. So let's just say your business makes up these elements, and it may be even more, because under each one of these, you're going to have more. Like, for example, with staff, you may have full-time staff. You may have part-time staff. You may have outsourced vendors. You may have virtual assistants that work for you. In your clients, you may have customers, people who purchase products. You may have you may have partnerships. You may have partnerships here. Okay? These may be individuals. These may be businesses or organizations. Under your products and services, you may have digital products and services. You may have physical. You may have meta products. Your financials, you're going to have your income, your expenses, your creative tax strategies. You're going to have your bookkeeping. Under your sales, you're going to have your leads. You're going to have your sales process, how you sell, how you convert clients. In your marketing, you're going to have social media. You're going to have maybe webinars, free ebooks. So under your operations, you're going to have how you service your product or your clients. How do you onboard them? How do you retain them? In your admin, you're going to have your scheduling. How do you book clients? How do you manage all of your folders and your files? Under R&D, you might have 3 or 4 other ideas that you want to work with, things that you might think can work. You're doing crypto, you're trying other investment opportunities in real estate. Then you got yourself, your self-improvement, your self-development, your health, your mental state of being, your marriage, your children, your family. You need time for you. All of this, it becomes a big old ecosystem for your business. Now, if you are a single solo entrepreneur and you're trying to run all of this by yourself, and trust me, I know how difficult it is because I have been the person who's had to figure all this out. That's one of the beauties of what I do today, because there's so much conviction behind what I do. There's so much passion. I am so convinced about the stuff I talk about, and I'm not just delusional, okay? To some extent, I may be delusional because I'm way out there, right? I want to be a billionaire. But for the most part, I'm not delusional. I know this is a reality because I have had to figure these things out. Remember, I started my business, or let me say it this way, I started my entrepreneurial journey 18 years ago, right? I started my entrepreneurial journey when my wife and I got married in 2003. We're going on 19 years. In 2003, we decided that we were going to be a 2-person team. I always tell this story, but I tell it to show you that, listen, this could be like an embarrassing story, but I take pride in knowing that, yes, it's taken me 18 years to get to where I am, but when I first started, I didn't have social media. I didn't have smartphones. I was reading encyclopedias back when we first started. We didn't have Google searches like we do now. We didn't have Instagram and Facebook and YouTube. So we didn't have a lot of internet gurus that were selling, programs and free courses and all this stuff and ebooks. We didn't have it. So a lot of this stuff I had to really dig deep and figure out and go through trial and error. So even if you are the single solopreneur trying to figure all these things out, you still have a better chance of success today trying to figure these out than someone like me did 18 years ago, because you have technology to your advantage. You have access to information. You're able to watch free shows like this with people talking to you about the keys to success and assessing your business, like all this stuff. You can find this stuff on the internet like easy. The problem with just doing internet searches, and I have real proof to show you that this is true, because I've studied and researched and surveyed a lot of our own clients, and most of our clients tell me that before they came to us to help them, they were doing a lot of research. They were trying to figure it all out, and they just got flustered. They just gave up, or they just felt like, you know what, I can't do it, I need help. That's why they found us, right? But a lot of them will tell you that it's only so much you're going to be able to do if you're trying to figure all this out yourself. So even if you don't have staff, you don't have a whole lot of clients, you don't have a whole lot of products and services, let's say none of this is really a major operation in your business yet, or a major function, at some point it is, and you have to build it out. So when you get a business assessment, when you get a coach, when you get a consultant, when you get people to work with you, these are some of the things that they're supposed to do. Which, by the way, if you've ever tried to figure out, like, what should a coach do for me if I'm being coached by a business coach? Well, this is one of the things they should be doing. They should be helping to assess your business, to figure out, like, how are all these multiple complex pieces going to work together to benefit you as you run your business. Because we don't want you for the next 20 years to work for a business that's failing. We don't want you for the next 20 years to work in a business that's failing. We want you to work on a business that's failing. And so when a business assessment is conducted, which I think every entrepreneur should have a business coach, and they should have a program or a relationship with that business coach that they can pay to be able to have an assessment, a session at least once a quarter, point blank period. At least once a quarter. At least once a quarter. Now, if you're watching this video, you're on this show today, I want you to tell me how valuable do you think a business assessment will be to you if you had one, and how often do you think you would need that? Just let me know. I'm telling you, it should be at least a quarter. If it's not once a quarter, I guarantee within a 90-day window, you start drifting. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. Like, everybody's gonna drift. I don't even let my team wait 90 days for anything. We're gonna talk every day, every week, every month, definitely every quarter. And we're gonna make sure we're resetting, we're pivoting, and we're continuing to grow and evolve and develop. And we're gonna look back on each quarter to see, oh, how was Q1? How was Q2? How was Q3? How was Q4? And once we start gathering that data, because we designed it that way and we documented it that way, it's gonna give us the ability to go into the future and start projecting what the next 4 quarters can actually be. You can anticipate it differently. So let me know how valuable do you think a business assessment will be or is to you, and how frequent do you think you need one? How frequent? I would love to know that. So put it in the comments. And if you have any questions, just drop your questions in the comments. I will, as always, be more than happy to answer your questions. So I would love to know that. All right, now let's get to my next point. Since it's Fab Friday, my next point, we talked about 2 things a business assessment creates. It creates a blueprint for your business. So your business needs a blueprint. Every business needs a blueprint, and every business needs a game plan. If you are a solopreneur, the way your business is going to grow is once you do have an assessment, once you do assess all the moving parts and pieces of your business, that you complete and conclude that assessment with some blueprint. The blueprint is the framework. Like when you get a blueprint of a house, you're actually going to see how the house will look when the house is built. You're going to see where the rooms are, what the metrics are, what the space is, how big the lot is, where the cement needs to be poured. You're going to see all of that because your blueprint is going to provide that for you. So you got to be able to have a blueprint that takes you out into the future success of your business. Your game plan is going to be the step-by-step process that you use for what? To get you to the end game, to get you to the expected end. So the blueprint is going to show you how it's going to look. It's going to show you how beautiful it's going to be. You're going to be able to quantify with numbers, and you're going to understand the potential. Your game plan is going to show you how. Okay, how are we going to get there? So if I have a blueprint to a house, right? If I get an engineer or architect to put a blueprint together and they show it to me and they give me all the details of how I can build it, how it needs to be built, My game plan is going to require me to find the contractor, a contractor that can build it. The contractor is going to get permits. The contractor is going to have subcontractors. They're going to get the electricians, the brick masons, the landscapers, the roofers, the drywall people, the painters. The contractor is going to do all that, and they're going to make sure that game plan is executed. But the contractor, the general contractor at least, is going to go with what has already been created. It's already been created in a template, in a sketch. They just got to bring it to life. This is how your business needs to be, and that's what your business assessment needs to create. Now, a few more points I want to make with regard to a business assessment, all right? Here's a very important point. A business assessment is not about vision, and I want you to understand this. It's not about vision. It's not about mission. It's not about passion. All these things. It's not about drive. It's not about ambition. It's not about having faith. This is not what a business assessment is about. Okay? So for everybody that tells you, okay, that they're the coach, they're the business consultant, they're the ones that can help you get your business off the ground. Well, guess what? It ain't gonna happen just because they working with you on your vision. They working with you on your mission. They working with you on your passion. They working with you on the drive that you got, the ambition that you got, and you got all this doggone faith to be a successful business owner. None of this means anything when it comes to the nuts and bolts of your business assessment. That's not what it's about. Because I know a whole lot of entrepreneurs that have businesses, and all they got is a big old vision. All they got is this powerful mission. All they have is just passion to be free, passion to be great. They have drive and ambition and faith. And guess what? They have no money because they're not really operating a business. All they're operating is ideas about what life can be, how life can be, but there's no meat. There's no substance to their business because they have not really assessed the main things. Because if you notice, outside of vision, outside of mission, outside of passion and drive, outside of ambition and faith, guess what you have to focus on? You got to focus on people. You got to focus on clients. You got to focus on products and services, financial records, income and expenses, sales, leads, prospecting, sales processes, marketing, social media, operations, administration, research and development. All this stuff you need to work on. You can't just be working on how you have all this faith, how you have all this vision, how you have all this passion. That is not going to run your business. That's not going to run your business. And people that's telling you that, they just selling you a dream. They selling you, like we used to say, they selling you wolf tickets. That's what they selling you. They selling you wolf tickets. So back to my point, if business assessments are not about vision, mission, passion, drive, ambition, and faith, what are business assessments about? Here are the main things that business assessments are about. They are about getting the right information. They are about developing the right insight. And then it's about implementation. So let's talk about those three. For those of you that really need to either get somebody to help you, or you need to self-assess your business. I'm not telling you that you can't do it, but it's going to be very difficult for you to do it 100% effectively by yourself. So let's look at why business assessments are about information. The reason why they're about information, because you gotta know about your business. You can't just know about your idea concerning life. You can't just know about what you're good at doing. You have to know about all the things that make up your business. So if you're gonna learn about business, if you wanna learn to be a business owner, if you wanna learn to become a better CEO, if you wanna learn how to build a successful business, you gotta get the right information. And what information do you need? You need information about the things that make a business a business. You need information about staffing, about hiring, about getting people to work with you. That means you got to learn information about leadership. You have to learn information about communicating, about teamwork. There are a lot of things you got to learn just with this. Even if you're just getting people to volunteer or intern, even if it's just your family members and friends. A lot of entrepreneurs make that mistake. So I know people that they get their family to help them, right? They get their spouse to come in business with them. They get their kids to help them. They get their uncle or their auntie because they're retirees. And, you know, they're just wrapping stuff for them. They're just doing random things for them. The problem is the quality of that work is seen in the quality of that person's value in your business. Because their value in your business is going to be seen based on how they do what they do. And if they're not being pushed to do it the best, to do it right, to understand the bigger picture, because you just bring them in every once in a while to help you. It don't work like that. That's one of the reasons why I'm very leery on interning people who can't be available most of the time I need them. Because if you're just available every once in a while, I really can't intern you. Number one, it's going to take me too long to show you the real game. And number two, even if I show it to you, by the time you come back around, you done forgot half of what I showed to you. Because you can't be consistent enough to really get it and to build into it. But these are the things you have to get information on. You have to get the right information. A lot of entrepreneurs don't have the right information. So they may have information about what they do as a business owner, but they don't have information on how to run the business. The business itself is a learning curve, not just what you're doing. So let's say if you detail cars, or if you do roofing, right? Or let's say if you sell accessories and you know a lot about accessories, or let's say if you are a marketer, okay? Well, these things that you're good at doing, they're different from the business. So for example, if you have a certain product that you sell or a service that you provide, I'm gonna just show you. Then your products and services are right here. So you could be real good at this. You could be a beast at it. Don't nobody cook like you cook, right? Don't nobody paint like you paint. Don't nobody do floors like you do floors. Don't nobody do hair like you do hair. But this is only one section of a whole business ecosystem. So if you are extremely good at this, but you're horrible with these, your business cannot succeed. You're gonna fail. So you got to learn to get all these things good, so that your standard of best practices is reflected in all of these areas of your business, not just the one area. So let's say if you're good at sales, you're a good salesperson, right? You're a monster. You can sell, but your finances ain't right. You're gonna end up in tax trouble. Your marketing is horrible. You have no administration. You just got papers everywhere. Nobody wants to work for you because you all over the place, but you a beast in sales. It will not work. So you can't pull any one of these things out of this and think your business is going to succeed. You actually need them all. Okay? So a business assessment is about getting the right information for all of those things. But then it's about insight. It's about insight. And when you think about insight, now you get into like the nuts and bolts of your systems, your processes, your procedures that make up your best practices. Like, these are insights that you're going to have in order for your business to start moving and succeeding. These are the things that I've had to learn in order to see success in my business. And so you're not going to be an exception to the rule. So if you just think, you know what, everything he's saying sounds good in theory, but it doesn't make sense for me in practice, just because it doesn't make sense to you doesn't mean it's not going to be the right way to do it. And it's only going to be a matter of time that you don't see success, that you realize, okay, something is wrong. And guess what? Most of the times when you think something is wrong, you're never going to think it's you. You may blame the business, but what part of the business is the problem? Is it product and service? Is it sales? Is it staff? Is it clients? Is it financial? Is it operations? Is it administration? Is it marketing? Is it you? Or is it everything? You don't know. You know why? Because you don't have what? The insight. You got to get the insight in that. And the only way you're going to get the insight is if you invest the time to get it. That means you got to give yourself time to learn these things, to get around people who are talking about these things, to listen to this information over and over again until boom, it starts becoming a reality. And once your information and insight becomes a reality, guess what happens? You can implement it. It's easier for you to wake up every day and just do it. Think about some of the things that you do every day and nobody has to train you how to do it. Think about those things. Let me give you an example. When you brush your teeth, right? When you brush your teeth, does somebody have to teach you how to brush your teeth? I mean, I hope not, unless you just goofy. But most adults know how to brush their teeth. But there was a time as an adult you didn't know how to brush your teeth. There was a time, right? As a child, rather, you didn't know how to brush your teeth. So somebody had to sit at the sink and say, do this, go this way, go that way. Brush your tongue, spit it out, do it again. Get some floss, clean your teeth out. Do it before you go to bed again. Somebody had to teach you, and then all of a sudden, the information that you learned about brushing your teeth became insight to the point that you already had a system, a process, a procedure, and a practice. You already knew the moment you got up, if you smelled your breath, you go brush your teeth. It was like instinctive. And then you can implement it over time and be consistent with it. And now you can always successfully have a clean mouth because you have learned something that has become a part of your daily habits. It's the same thing with business. You got to get this. You got to get the information. You got to get the insight. And you have to get the implementation. And that takes time. I really think that most entrepreneurs need to give themselves at least 3 to 5 years. You should give yourself at least 3 to 5 years. Like, for example, me and my wife, we started as entrepreneurs in 2003. So we were just a two-person team. We didn't have no business. My wife had a real estate license. She was a 1099. So I was an independent contractor, 1099. And so we didn't have a business. We were just hustling. We were just grinding, making money, independent contracting, right? We started our first business in 2006. We started our second business. We started our nonprofit in 2007. That was a for-profit. That was a nonprofit. We started our next for-profit in 2014. We started another one after that in 2015. This was for-profit. This was for-profit. But with these three for-profit businesses, we were learning. remember, we didn't have all this information. I had to learn a lot of this stuff. I had to really put in thousands and thousands of hours, and I had to read hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of books and hundreds of articles and do hours and hours of research for years in order to get to a point to where in 2018, it wasn't until 2018 that we no longer had this business, we no longer had this business, we no longer had that business. We now had this one business, and this one business had elements of these other businesses under it. That was 2018. But when we relaunched and restructured our organizational enterprise in 2018, which was 4 years ago, we relaunched it and restructured it with this understanding that we needed to give ourselves at least 3 to 5 years. So think about that. This is why I know it's true, because we didn't figure that out in the first 3. The first 3, we scrapped them and moved on because we didn't figure that out until 2018. By then, we had put ourselves in a position personally that could actually complement the position we wanted to be in professionally, so we could see the results financially. So we did that in 2018, and look, it's 2022. I'm just showing you how it works. So I'm not giving you something that I'm just hoping works. I know it works because I'm doing it. So this is 1 year, 2 year, 3 years, and now we're in our 4th year, and we have successfully seen how this principle actually works. And so the average entrepreneur needs to give themselves at least 3 to 5 years. But here's the thing, because you hear a lot of people say, oh, you need to give yourself 3 to 5 years to really learn. But if you're not learning the right information in those 3 to 5 years, those 3 to 5 years going to turn into 35 years. Okay? Because think about it, from 2003, when my wife and I first started moving into entrepreneurship, all the way to 2018, that was 15 years of work that we put in. And that 15 years of work that we put in, it brought us up to 6 figures. We was making 6 figures at that time. So we built a business that was making 6 figures, but we hadn't really crossed over. We hadn't really seen that exponential success because there are a lot of things that we learned in those 15 years, but it was fragmented. It wasn't all comprehensive to the point that we were able to condense that 15 years into 3 to 5 years. But by the time we got to 2018, after 15 years of trial and error, research and development, tens of thousands of hours of mastering certain things about life and business and operations and leadership and so forth and so on and so many other things, we were able to lock ourselves in and say, oh, now let's reset ourselves and let's give ourselves that window. And boom, when we did, we're seeing the product, we're seeing the results. So that means you need to give yourself at least 3 to 5 years. Now, the first year, you should give yourself some level of consistency. This is one of the reasons why I put together a 1-year mentorship program, because I think everybody needs to give themselves at least 1 year to do the same thing consistently for 12 months. Most entrepreneurs that I talk to never do at least one thing consistently for 1 year. They just jump all over the place. They try this for 2 months. They try that for 4 months. They try this for 6 months. And then 3 years later, they look back and they say, man, I haven't accomplished nothing because you haven't created consistency. So I want to give you that opportunity to be a part of a 1-year program. I want you to start learning the same information. I want you to start practicing the same principles. I want you to start moving in the same direction, creating alignment for yourself. And I want you to have the right people in your corner, on your team, making sure that you're being held accountable to get to your place of success. So I want you to join our 1-year mentorship program. It's a millionaire mentorship program. We give you access to our online training courses for business and finances. We teach you on how to start and structure holding companies. We teach you how to run the day-to-day operations of your organizational enterprise. We teach you the fundamentals of financial literacy. We teach you about developing the mindset for being a millionaire. We have a millionaire plan, a 5-step plan that you can use to walk through that personal financial process. We teach you about sales and marketing. We teach you how to build these systems for sales and marketing, build your processes. We teach you about financial literacy with regard to creative tax strategies. We teach you how to create a financial system and process so that you can track your income and expenses. We teach you about goal setting. We teach you about scheduling. We teach you about life, how to really be a legitimate business owner, not just a grinder, a hustler, a go-getter, an independent contractor, or a solopreneur. We teach you how to build a legitimate business organization, an enterprise, an empire. And guess what? We also provide in this one-year mentorship program, we provide weekly coaching calls. So every week you get a coaching call. Every week you could jump on that coaching call. You're going to learn great things. You're going to ask questions. You're going to interact with other entrepreneurs like yourself. We give you access to regular workshops. So we have workshops where we come in and we do deep dives on sales. We do deep dives on marketing. We do deep dives on business operations. We do deep dives on financial systems. We also give you access to our headquarter days where you're able to come in every once in a while and participate in a one-day event, shadowing me and my team, being able to look at a real business that's successfully moving and shaking and operating and succeeding so that you can see, oh, it can actually happen. And if Ramon Preston can do it, I know I can do it, because he doesn't have some Harvard degree. He wasn't a part of an exclusive club. He didn't get a silver spoon handed to him. His parents were crackheads. His life was a drug-addicted criminal life. But he figured out a way at 21 years old to get it together. And for the last 24 years of his life, he has been moving in the right direction. And as an entrepreneur, he's proven that you could go to hood figure from 7 to 7 figures. So I want to give you an opportunity to join. All you have to do is text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. And guess what? Even if today is not the day that you intend to join our program, at least give yourself an opportunity to get a glimpse of what a business assessment feels like. When you text this word to this number, my team and I, we're going to reach back out to you. We'll take a few minutes over the phone to walk you through a preliminary business assessment to identify with what exactly are you doing? What exactly do you want to do? And what type of infrastructure is it going to take for you to do that? What type of systems and processes would you need to do that? What type of information would you need to do that? And once we help you assess and identify with those important details, we'll share with you what programs we have that best fit that criteria, and then you can make a clear, concise, educated decision. Whether it's today or someday, at least you know there are people who are out here in the world that can help you get from where you are to where you need to be. So please reach out to us. Text the word millionaire to 404-478-7213. I want y'all to have an amazing weekend. I'm going to have an amazing weekend. And you know we'll be back here Monday, same place, same time, on the Ramon Preston Show. And be sure to subscribe to my YouTube page. I need your subscriptions. I need your support. Shout out to all of you that are already members of our programs. Those of you that we have talked to and you are moving towards joining one of our programs. Thank you so very much. We really appreciate your support. All of you that share our videos, that comment on our videos, continue to do that. Even if you don't join a program, just leave a comment, like it, share it, so that the algorithms of that channel can continue to move us up so someone else who may need us today can find us. We are on a mission to educate, to inspire, and to impact billions of people to fulfill their purpose. And if you want to fulfill your purpose and you know it's going to take vehicles like businesses to do it and successful businesses, we want to help you fulfill that purpose by showing you the right way to start your business, the right way to structure your business so you can scale your business. Text Millionaire to 404-478-7213. I love all of you. Appreciate you so much. And I will see you Monday right here. Same place, same time on the Ramon Preston Show.